People are crazy. Look at this. The guy on the left actually impersonates a Doge inspector.
Good thing. I was just wondering how it is to work here specifically. No comment on how it is to work here?
No.
Okay. Do you like this town? Do you like the people in it? Okay. What's your
Are you
name?
into fitness?
What's your name? We're out of here. Well, when I ask your name, now I've brought you to a place where you get to say no comment.
Yes, you can.
Your position.
No, she doesn't.
Now you're going to take a liking to this lady right here, considering that she really doesn't give these jack-offs an inch of room throughout this entire video.
Actually, she
the
does.
The only thing she really gives up is her name.
Which is
but
too
other
much.
than that, yeah, she's a rock in this video.
She should not give up her name.
Yeah, right now.
These are perpetrators, and they're going to do a lot more than get her name.
Video of everything that I see, everyone I encounter.
They're going to find out where she lives.
And then
That's my opinion.
I'm streaming it to the internet right now.
Oh, all the documents you see laying around. Okay, then, Joshy boy. Now that we know you're going to attempt to steal information and post it on the internet, we can reference that for the future and understand that your intentions are not entirely honorable. But we already knew that. We already know that you are, well, dishonest, dishonorable, and everything like that.
So what's your name?
That's too much information.
Give me your name to begin with.
Because there's 3 cameras in my face.
They will not stop with that.
Ma'am, okay, so
Just cooperate.
I'm probably good. I'm not in your face, right?
Yeah, you
If I
are.
was in your face.
You're a liar.
3 cameras pointed at me.
Because like that's like in his face. Because when you say like we're not in.
She said that?
In my face would actually.
No, Joshy boy, she didn't say that. That's another one of your lies to try to gaslight her into, well, making her more compliant so you can get what you want out of her. But it's not gonna work.
Yeah,
Inside, yeah.
But we're a good amount. Do you feel like unsafe or something with the camera?
No, I don't prefer you to video me.
These normally go a lot better if you just cooperate.
I can cooperate.
Okay.
I think
cooperating.
my supervisor, his name is Harvey Freebird, and he lives with his mom.
Yes.
And he doesn't like to see people uncooperative with our citizens investigation.
That's right. You're the public servant. These are the frauditors. You must comply. You must do what they demand. You must bow down and get on your knees and lick their boots.
When we came up, because there was like no comment, no comment, no comment. I just had someone that works here run up to us, couldn't wait to meet us. He's been watching our videos and telling us how good a city hall is going to do. It doesn't take a lot to be like, I love the people here. I love the city here. I love to work here.
If you would have came in and told me who you are and what you were doing, I even instead of just
I didn't ambush you. Again, if I was
Yeah, you
to
did,
ambush
you
if
liar.
You walked towards us, I would have to run up on you. These are the things, right?
My name's Harvey. I live at my mom's. This is Josh.
This is the language that we're using, putting a camera in my face. They're ambushing me.
That is
Neither
true,
one
though.
of those things have happened today.
Yeah, they
And those
did.
are the moments you probably want to say no comment, because both comments are untrue.
The problem is there's no way to deal with the frauditor legally, and the police are inept. They're not going to help you. People say defund the police. Yeah, no kidding, we should defund the police. There's too much evidence to ignore.
And so you don't get sued, you're not even allowed to record me, my love. If I were you, get the fuck on my face.
Watch your language.
I'm not going to. What you gonna do?
You're
about
gonna
it?
lose your job, man.
What you gonna do about it?
I wanna let your boss know.
You pay?
I wanna let your boss
suck
know.
a dick.
Oh, suck a dick. Good one. And he probably will.
Make sure you don't come back, nigga.
Totally shining him up.
Make sure you don't come back here. Suck a dick. Make sure you don't come back here. Speaking of sucking a dick, we have to cover this one.
Bye-bye.
Toodaloo, toodaloo. That is so gay. Toodaloo. Now, why do I say that? Here we have Jason Gutter Trash, Amagansett Press, who says, toodaloo, off you go. Now, does that sound gay or what? Now, here's the deal. He looks sickly. Yeah, he looks sick. He's been sick for a while, it looks like. Takes 4 months for him to produce a video, and now he says we're a travel channel. We're not standing up for the Constitution anymore. Okay, why does it take 4 months for him to do a video, and why does he change it to a travel channel as opposed to fighting for our freedoms and the Constitution? Okay, well, he may be HIV positive. He looks like he's 90 years old. He's sickly. He goes to the gym and pumps up and says, look at me. And then he likes to say, look, I'm healthy. Bullshit. He looks worse now than he does in this one here. He shaved off his beard a little bit. But he looks like he's HIV positive. And there may be a reason for that. Let's look at the signs. In the past, in one of his videos, he's hanging out in front of a Lane Bryant lingerie shop. Ba-dum! Strike one. Ba-dum! And then in another case, okay, he's always saying, toodaloo, up you go, toodaloo. Okay, and that's pretty weird. Okay, that just sounds gay. And another one, he was hanging out with some drag queens. Ta-dum! Okay, so you put the lingerie shop and the drag queens and the toodaloo. Well, that's 3 strikes right there. Okay, so in case you're wondering, why does it take Jason so long to do a, gutter trash video? It could be because he's HIV positive. Toodaloo! Off you go. That sounds so gay.
I can't give you hypotheticals.
And as long
I prefer not to do this
as long as you have a policy,
Yep.
you can't be sued. But it doesn't protect you from someone defending themselves against you. So
Well, I
you
don't-
can when you
Yeah.
attack the wrong person and you end up in front of God and you're like, what happened? I was following my policy.
Okay, he's threatening to kill cops, which, yeah, maybe he will do that. This guy, I think his name is Freeman, James Freeman, I think his name is. He impersonates Doge inspectors and gets away with everything. He wants to kill a cop. At least he's talking about it. I wouldn't take that as an idle threat. As a cop, I would take that pretty seriously. I used to be a cop, and I never let people get away with that shit. I'm a cop no more, and I'm glad to say that. And these cops, they're so useless that, defund the police, that's very viable. Very viable.
Without government permission. But he's such a leader. Also, did you see that the FBI might be going after that Adam Schiff character? Okay. Schiff is a slime ball. I don't mind that at all. How does that impact you and your freedom? And how much you're being robbed by a ruling class? Did you see how much fraud and abuse they're exposing about U.S. aid and Social Security, even though half of it wasn't true, and all this stuff? They're rooting out that fraud. Okay, good. If there's fraud, I'm glad they're exposing it. They are lying about a lot of it, mischaracterizing a lot of it. But okay, if they're exposing fraud, good. How does that relate to you and your freedom? How does Trump view you and treat you? Well, did you see how he's really sticking it to the libs over there? And they're all upset about this. And this reporter got all upset because the new White House press secretary... Why the fuck do you care about any of that? He's fighting corruption. No, he's not. He's fighting certain corruption and going after certain political parasites. And yeah, they totally suck, as do the Republicans. So I'm not defending them in the least. Do we have to look into the Biden thing and the Hunter laptop? And what about the pardon for Fauci? Have you even noticed that your new Lord and Savior Trump does a whole lot of focusing on, let's go get the other guys, the political opponents? 2 seconds after saying, no more will the FBI and federal intelligence agencies be used to go after political opponents and be weaponized, except when they do it, and then it's fine. Again, the people they're going after and making a big show about, okay, that's fine. I don't give a crap about those crooked, lying scumbags, of which there are many. Pelosi and Schumer, and the list is really long. He's going after them, okay? First of all, I wouldn't take his word for it, but if he is, that's fine. What does that mean for your freedom? Have you heard that Massa Jones is saying he might whip Massa Johnson for what he did when he was manager last time? Okay, are you still a slave? Yeah. Are they still whipping you? Yeah. Are they still stealing the fruits of your labor just as much as before? Yeah. Are they proposing socialist handouts and calling it something else? Yeah. Did Trump just say he believes in murdering people for voluntary exchange? Drug dealers who sell involuntary trade to willing adult customers, things that government doesn't approve of. Trump is in favor of murdering people for doing that. Yeah, but look what he said about this politician, and look at all this drama, and look how mad these politicians are at those politicians, and look at how those politicians. Why do you give a shit?
We've got a lot to do today, so let's keep moving, okay? Maura?
I'm so sorry to hear that, sir.
Oh, wait, we missed something. We missed something.
Yes, I can confirm that, but Maura, a lot to do today. So well, as you might expect, the pain's unlike it. The meeting is going to be to discuss some of the security with Iraqi Prime Minister Maliki. Got a lot on the agenda today, so let's begin. At noon, the president will be meeting with Iraqi Prime Minister Maliki via video teleconference.
Damn it.
Good morning, everybody. Apologize for being late. My wife just died. All right, we've got a lot on the agenda today, so let's begin. At noon, the president will be meeting with Iraqi Prime Minister Maliki via video teleconference. And the purpose of this meeting is going to be to discuss some of the security issues surrounding the newly appointed Iraqi government officials. And yes, Matthews?
Ted, I'm so sorry. I mean, your wife.
Yeah, well, as you might expect, the pain's unlike anything I've ever experienced before, but we've got a lot to do today, so let's keep moving, okay? Maura?
I'm so sorry to hear that, sir. Jamie was a really wonderful woman.
Yes, I can confirm that, but Maura, I actually made a pledge to the president and to the people of the United States to keep the nation informed as to the activities of its leader, the leader of the free world. So let's keep this going. Next question, Jim?
Can I ask what happened to Janie?
Jim, what happened was she died. It was a car accident. We can't just bring the entire nation to a halt because of it. So does anybody have a question for the president? Yes?
Was there any mention by the president about Kim Jong-il's latest statements regarding North Korea's nuclear facility?
Well, I'm afraid I can't answer that at this time, Maura. I was not at the president's briefing this morning. I was identifying my wife's body at that time. However, I will find out more about the subject and be happy to answer any questions about it later in the day. Okay? Moving on.
Ted, is there anything I can do to help?
Cards or flowers can be sent to my office. Thank you.
Do you need anyone to talk to or someone to help you with anything?
People, this subject is not on the agenda today. Believe me, there's nothing I'd like more than to drop down behind this podium and weep. But I can't do this. Why? Because I'm a grown man, I've got a job to do, and so do you. So I'm going to take one more question on the matter of my wife, and then we're moving on, okay? Wilson?
Have you told Bobby and Megan yet?
Well, the children were in the car with their mother at the time. They're at Georgetown University Hospital. Bobby's in a coma, and Megan lost her legs. Okay, next.
Okay, so everything's good to go. These are the type of people that you have in the government. What the hell is going on here? What the hell is wrong with you? Dude, what the fuck is your problem? Okay, he doesn't give a shit about his wife or his kids. Does he give a shit about us? And when then they ask a question about, the government agenda, what was on the agenda, he says, I'm afraid I can't answer that. Doesn't give a shit about his family. It's pretty obvious. And the fact that he's working for somebody who expects him to work after his wife gets killed. And look, this is what we have in government. What's wrong with this picture?
You want votes? Give people something to vote for. They want houses. They want cheap gas, cheap food. They want cities without rotting buildings and homeless tents. They want to feel safe walking down the street. They want to be able to afford to do fun shit, take a trip, see a show, eat a nice dinner. If they have a family, they want to keep it fed and happy. How the fuck did you idiots lose sight of this basic shit? I know. Started taking too much money from the scumfuck parasites who thrive on other people's misery. The class of subhuman filth who despise everyday people and want them trapped and miserable and obedient.
To get their car's title transferred after selling it, they learned they actually owed money.
There's a $12,000 lien.
A lien they never knew about.
He was shocked and he was very upset.
That's because someone cloned their car's VIN number, created these fraudulent
This is what Amagansett Press does. This is why he takes VIN numbers.
Shop to put a lien on a car that wasn't theirs and got $4,000.
It doesn't take long.
Lun Lee is a former ADOT investigator who specialized in these types of scams. He says people usually don't find out until it's too late.
They're upset because now they have a car they can't sell.
We asked him to look at the suspected fraudulent documents from Huntley's case. When he saw the notary stamp that was used...
Yeah, I'm sure this is a fake stamp.
We aren't showing the suspect's name because he hasn't been charged. Lee also says there's a...
This is why the frauditors take VIN numbers. Duh.
And brilliant critique of this sacred cow of ours. No one listens. No one comprehends, because so much of our discourse is tribal-brained, us versus them, horse shit. Being able to understand and empathize with another perspective is now broadly seen as weakness or treachery, rather than an intellectual skill. People don't engage with ideas in good faith. They just wait their turn to talk, to score imaginary social points in some meaningless and nebulous culture war that they're just role-playing in to feel like an important warrior in some great battle for the soul of society, instead of just facing the reality that they're a bunch of blathering nitwits with absolutely no original or interesting thoughts. They posture, they regurgitate, they bloviate, they flex, they dunk, they cancel, they mob up, they ratio, they spin. But you know what they don't do? The one thing they don't do is listen.